Hello and welcome. If you're new here, I am Cacao, and I'm very grateful for each one of you joining me here today. I have a fun little art haul for us, and I impulsively buy this cup. I needed more storage for pencils and brushes, but let's be honest, I bought this because of the coat on the cup. It is hilarious and painfully accurate. And the way I saw it, the environment matters, and then when your studio makes you smile, you eventually create more, don't you think? The brushes set, I did not really needed more watercolor brushes to be honest, but these have inspirational quotes and I could not resist. I am a sucker for that. Here's the thing, joy is not separate from discipline in my mind. If a brush makes me want to paint more, I'll practice longer. I'll have longer practice time, stronger motifs, stronger patterns, stronger collections, and it just reinforces that repetition. I love these brushes. Has different shapes and different sizes. Is well made, and the colors are fun, and these brushes just can't wait to get to know these brushes and practice mark making on them. And I love supporting artists that put out products like that, and I'm happy to support Christy Rice. She has really fun products in her website, and I love supporting small businesses and artists, and I was drawn for those, not only the colors and the coats but different shapes, and these are gonna be fun to add to my collection. I do a fun exercise when getting to know new brushes, and I get inexpensive watercolor paper and my student grade watercolors, and I just practice mark making. I also got another brush collection of hers, and this has a smaller sizes brushes. These are fun. I really enjoy them, and I can't wait to practice more brush marks. Another fun thing that I like to do when getting new brushes, not only seeing what kind of marks I can make with those, is also become my warm up drills. And when I'm getting ready for a watercolor session that I have motifs in mind that I want to paint, or it's just practicing. If I haven't touched watercolor in a long time, you get a little rusty. I do need a little bit of warm up exercises to get get the hand and the mind warmed up. And then one great thing to do when you get new brushes sets like this, just pick up the new brushes that you just got, and then you do quick drills of practices, marks, and different shapes, different leaves, or different motifs. I do a lot of floral. I do like to practice all the different flower shapes, and then just really getting to know your brushes is so important. I would spend some time doing that, and then spending some time also warming up and practicing is all a good practice to keep your skills. You practice them, you up level your skills, and overall just a joy to continue to explore this practice with these new brushes. I'm very excited about it. I also picked it up Christie's Rice EU palettes. These are empty watercolor palettes. These are so much fun, and I was very happy to pick it up fun patterns in products. I am always a sucker for that as well. Of course, in pattern surface pattern designer tend to buy things that have pattern printed on them. I was very excited to have this new palette in my collection. I am investing in a lot of empty palettes lately because I want to create different watercolor themes for these palettes. And it's something that is very inspiring to me when I have a colorway or a theme in mind, and tend to cater my art supplies with that color palette. These are not just random. I'm really building those special colorways for future collections. And instead of grabbing colors at a random, I want to create a body of work unified by these colors. Exploring this in my journey has been super fun. I did wish that Christy added brushes within these empty palettes, but it's all right. It still works. I really wanted to continue to build these palettes because this just lifts that barrier, like that overwhelm of color. Color is such an important step within pattern design, and this built-in colorways just lifts that overwhelm. I can change the colors later in the digital process, but just starting with a unified colorway for me is very inspiring. I also picked it up her larger palette, empty palette as well. I wanted to create a bigger color palette for my moody landscape colors that I am currently building right now. This has a potential to be a multi-landscape theme as well. I'm still trying to figure out the brands that I'm gonna put here, the colors. If you guys have any suggestions for a sequence of colors for moody landscapes, I am all ears. Please do share. And this palette is so much fun. She added some girly details here with the rose gold. These are fun. It is well made, to be honest with you. It's nothing really different than some name brands palettes out there. And I wanted to build this catered palettes for my themes, and this was a fitting purchase for that. So I'm excited to keep exploring. Super fun. And again, happy to support Christy in her journey. And I am happy to have added this palette in my collection. We'll see what I come up with as far as colors and which brands will make it here. One thing to note on this color palette is this artwork of hers eventually made it to be a product, and it was originally a watercolor paint that when it was turned into this product, the pixel detail didn't quite translate. The edges was slightly chopped. Maybe this was intentional, but it's a good reminder how important the digital process is. Beautiful analog work that carries a lot of detail can translate to the same detail to the digital work, but you have to be very intentional and careful how to do that. I'm happy to share that portion of the process if you're interested. That actually connects to something that I talked about in my last video, sketching pattern motifs. I share that hard truth: not every beautiful analog work or sketch translates into well as a repeat. And this realization completely changed how I experiment with art supplies like these. I am currently working in a series of drawing, painting exercises for illustrators and those interested in surface pattern design. I'm going to share a little bit details into that path as well. I later on also want to be introducing my digital process and how this analog process move into refinement and repeat building. Tell me in the comments below if you are curious about this and what you like to learn. I have some ideas from motif development, repeat, digital process, color. Stick around to the channel to learn more, and I love to have you. Now, back to art supplies. I picked it up a new book to add to my library collection at home. I love a good reference book, and I picked up this book mainly because for the past 5 years, I've been so focused on creating artwork for licensing and collections and motifs and perfecting my process that at the end, I did not set a lot of time to practice my other interests that I have when it comes to creating art, which is landscaping, urban sketching, still life. Nature journaling is another favorite of mine. And then it really hit me that all this body of work can be licensed to. I can repurpose into something that can enter my licensing portfolio. I'm refreshing my skills, going back to basics, and I love that. I am a eternal learner, and this is just a quick sample of the landscapes that I am creating right now. This is my mixed media landscapes, and it's more like a moody theme right now. I picked it up this little sketchbook here from Sketchbox because I was in the need of something smaller. I intend to keep these on my desk, my to go kit for my 9 to 5. I wanted to be more intentional about it, getting off my desk and my cubicle on my lunch hour, really be outside, just that mental break, getting off the front of the computer, and I needed something smaller for that. So that was great. I got a few of different ones too. I got the zigzag sketchbook. I thought this could be fun to create a sequence of drawings. I intend to use on this sketchbook on my break as well. And this exact sketchbook holds some key motifs for something that I'm creating. So I'm very excited for that. It's cute, it's fun, it's small, fits well on your hands. And I really liked that I put a trigger on this one here as well. Next sketchbook that I picked it up, I was curious about their watercolor paper that I would like to explore. I like to have options as far as paper. Not everything works well for mixed media. And I like this brand, and the Honolulu brand produces great sketchbooks with high quality paper. This is the watercolor paper, so I like to see how it is. I haven't used the sketchbook, and the small size. I plan to take this one here to my upcoming holiday. We're gonna be traveling soon, and I wanted something small that I can take for that trip. And I'm not sure if how much on the go painting I'll be able to do because my family's gonna be with me, my kids, and painting, sketching while you also chaperoning little kids is very difficult. I also picked it up a couple colors for Shin Hem gouache. I tend to do this really often. I just pick up a few colors. I don't want to invest in a full range set just yet. I don't know their gouache. This is a first try for me, and I just only picked a few colors just to get to know before I invest in more colors on a full set range. And it's something that I do. So got Grim gouache as well. And Grim is quite expensive. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna invest in more colors. So I just pick it up one tube over here for see if I like it. I also love Daniel Smith brand. I got this little drawing stick watercolor. This is just great for mark making. It's a little bit more affordable than getting the full-sized tubes, and it's fun to just add that on the go as well. I got this fine lines setting. This is great for practicing your hatching and shading. And it's fun to find these low pressure products that you don't feel scared or holding on to things, and you just pick it up and try. I'm adding that for my therapy sketchbook, low pressure caddy as well. I got this watercolor empty palette, and the thought behind was that I wanted this to be my seascape, beach, tropical, potential tropical theme. This is for my holiday. I'm building this watercolor palette for my upcoming trip, and it is our family trip of the year, and I'm super excited about it. And I wanted something low profile, easy. And the reason I was drawn to this one here is because the artwork is something that it is from my hometown, so it was very fitting, or something similar that reminds me of my hometown. And I was very excited to pick it up this special empty watercolor palette because the artwork to draw me in. I am adding Mary Blue watercolors to my collection. I wanted to experiment with this brand. This is the first time using this brand as well. I am testing to see if it is going to be a bigger collection. I wanted to test it out first before investing in more. But so far, swatching this watercolors is highly pigmented and really nice to work with. So I can see after spending some time and adding these colors to my landscapes of various themes for palettes that I'm building right now, I can see if I'm gonna be adding more colors. But I'm very excited for this one. This is also a supporting a artist that curated this colorway. I'm excited to support artists that builds collaborations with company as well. And I think I might add some of these colors for my seascape beach theme watercolors set as well. I finally picked it up this book. I know about this book for years, and I just never really thought of it of I must have this book into my collection until I went through that burnout phase of 2025, and I really deeply invested in my therapy sketchbook, and now put me in this new mindset, put me interested in this book. I will going through their program. Hopefully, that can be something that is integrated to my process. And I wanted to see if what's the impact that's going to be in my creative practice, so I can report back and how that was useful for me. Next is the Archer and Olive sketchbooks. I do love this company, and all the artwork and all the products that they pull out is very nice. And all their notebooks and sketchbooks are handmade. It's very high quality products. This particular paper over here, it is 160 GSM, and it's very thick. They claim that no ghosting or bleeding from this paper. It is the regular blank. It's not really watercolor paper. I was intending this sketchbook here for my nature journaling and landscape journaling. Again, it's beautiful made, and I love supporting artists, centered businesses, which I'm happy to support. The cover, the material is just delightful and it's so nice. It is vegan leather and the gold foil detailing is beautiful. It lays flat. It's a hardcover binding and everything is every detail here through the elastic band and the pin loop. It's just a beautiful product. I feel so inspired by Argent and Olive's planners and notebooks and sketchbooks. They're wonderful. I wish they done more with watercolor paper, with a watercolor journal. But I do have some other brands that I'm using right now and testing, so I have plenty. But if they ever come up with a watercolor journal, I definitely will jump right on it. And obviously, I couldn't make up the decision which color I wanted, the rusty or the teal one. So I got a second notebook from this brand. And it's just because I was so drawn in by the artwork and it was a good promotion. They don't do promotions that often. So I try to stay away from this website because every time I was casually looking, I ended up adding a few things on their wish list. And then that's the thing, like their covers are there's such a hit that if you really love something, it will be most likely will be sold out. So I got this smaller size. This is that 8 by 8 and this is the teal color, is that blank paper, and it's just a joy. I'm so happy that I got this. It might be too heavy for me to take to my trip. That's why I got these smaller sketchbooks instead. This likely to be home in my home studio, but I'm so excited for these sketchbooks and I am very happy to have them in my collection. Oh, next, the Derwent's drawing pencils. I only got a few pencils to try. I did for a while the Sketchbox subscription, and that's how sometimes I like to test things. I was not quite ready to invest on a full set, and I only had 3 or 4 colors that I was playing with it. The little landscape that I shared earlier in the video has some of those colors, and I really like the texture and the dimension that these pencils gives. Is one of the second or third layer. It's typically how I use those. And I just really love the few pencils that I had. I was intending to get more colors, but then when this full set 72 pencils come out and I quickly advanced to top priority on my wish list, I have a little bit of a guilt pleasure of buying full sets when they become a priority for me. I just was waiting for these pencils for so long, but I'm so happy they're here. The colors are beautiful. They're more in the muted side right now, which is very fitting because I'm building my muted landscape palettes and I'm just gonna add key strategic colors to that palette as well. I'm very excited to play with these. I'm likely to be sharing those landscapes later on. I would like to practice and play with them. And I'm so happy to have these new pencils in my collection. Next, one last item from Archer and Olive. this was definitely a impulse buy, but I'm so happy that I did it. This was a journal. It is their famous dot grid journals, and I was so in love with the possibility of monogramming this sketchbook. The intent of this one here is to be my planner, strategic thinking planner. I do try planning and writing by hand when I need to think something through or plan a collection or seek clarity. I do a lot of mind mapping as well when I'm trying to create something. At least I wanted something beautiful and custom made for me, and their bullet journals with their dog grid, the paper is amazing. It's just really nice product. And I'm a maximalist here, so I got a big journal for me. And this is likely to stay in my studio and not be something that I carry around in my bag, but I just love it so much. It's so nice, and nice that vegan leather embossed and engraving, and it's just high quality all together, and I love the products. I was casually browsing at my local Daiso, and I found this little glass pen dip over here, and I immediately grabbed it. I do have dip pens with my studio. I do a lot of work with inks. I enjoy the ink drawing and sketching and drawing as well. It was such a good price that I was like, why not? And then look at all these sparkles, these colorful little gems inside. It was just something unique and cute and girly, and I happy that I picked it up. And I need to stay away from Daiso because it is, I can spend 15 to 20 minutes browsing and I always find something I want to take it home. But I'm very happy for this little cute little dip pen, glass pen for my collection. I was curious about Kristen. They have this line, and I was just curious about it, and I needed something to have free shipping, so I just added that to my cart, and I was just like, why not? Another brush to my ever ongoing, growing brush collection that I have. I also picked it up, Prismacolors. I do love Prismacolors. I have a lot of their pencils. I wanted something small to add to my go-to art kit. I didn't want to like a lot of overwhelming colors, and I wanted something just quick and easy, just to add a little pop of color on my sketches. And this was a great price and add-on to my to-go kit, so I'm very excited. I wanted to get their full set Prismacolor pencils, but I do have other colors in my collection, so I'm not sure. I like to do creative sets, so I might just look towards the pencils that I have in the studio and see. But this was a great add-on. I'm sure my kids will love using those as well. Next, I got a simple dog grid from Daniel Watercolors, and I don't have a lot of Daniel Smith watercolors. I was interested to check it out their colors and be very strategic with the ones that I add to my collection. And I think this is something that I wish more brands did that, because it's such a way to determine which colors you need to prioritize for whatever collection you're building. And I don't have a lot of Daniel Smith watercolors, and I would like to invest in my collection, but I just don't want to get just colors at random. I really want to be strategic about it. Again, building that moody landscapes and my seascapes watercolor palettes, it is the goal that I have here. I do want to invest also in other brands, but Damon Smith is widely available to me, and I would just start where it's easy to get and repurchase. And it is something that I thought, why not? And I do love their watercolors. I do love the products. They have a large range of colors, and you don't need to get all of them, but you do need to at least test them out to see which one is works for your intent. So that was the reason for that purchase. And again, this is a small, mighty art haul for this month, and I'm so excited to have all these products with me. And this is so inspirational. The way that I thought about this art haul this month was for inspiration and expansion. I am expanding my landscape skills, my discipline, my joy, and some of it will feed that immediate sketchbook play effort. Some will feed into my collection building practices, but all of it is encouragement to sit down and create space to create. Thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one.